Hi everyone, it's Darlene. Welcome back for another card video. Yes, I am using the City Stacks stamp set yet again. I've gotten so much use out of this set. It's such a great one. I'm going to stamp it along the bottom of some Neenah Solar White cardstock with some VersaFine black onyx ink. So I'm leaving about 5/8 of an inch or so, maybe 3/4 of an inch underneath. And then I'll stamp it again on some Canson XL mixed media paper. Because I'm going to be doing some watercolor with this. So I'm going to stamp it with the same VersaFine black onyx. This time, however, I'm going to clear emboss it because it helps me stay in the lines with my watercolor. Now this is the first panel that I stamped. This is the Neenah panel. And I'm going to do some ink blending. I haven't done ink blending in quite a while. I'm using 3 different blues. I have chipped sapphire that I did first at the very top. And then I'm going to move down a little bit with my faded jeans. Notice I cleaned up my craft mat before I started the lighter color because I didn't want contamination. And then I'm going to start from the bottom up with my broken china, and then I'm just kind of going back with a couple of the other colors just to make sure everything's blended. So notice that it didn't really matter that I went below the houses or on top of them. And that is because I'm just going to cut the bottom off with a scissor just at the bottom edge of the homes. I've been using white acrylic paint for my splatters, and I really like the way they turn out. So I'm going to use a flat brush, some water. You don't really need very much paint, but it's kind of a balance. And the last time I did this, I was pretty far up from the cardstock, and there were white splatters all over my floor and everything. So I'm trying to stay pretty close to the cardstock and have the paint as thick as I can. So using as little water as I can while still getting drops. And so you can see how pretty this turns out. Next, I'm going to watercolor my homes. I'm using my Inktense pencils, and I started off with, I think it was sun yellow, and I have an aqua painter, which I like to use because it helps me control the water. Now notice that I'm pulling the color directly from the tip of my pencil, and I'm doing this because I don't want a lot of color. I'm just trying to touch this up with some color so that it's not stark white. Now this yellow was a little bit too bright. I wanted it to be a little warmer, so I switched to golden yellow and I just went over all those windows again. So I am going to go ahead and let this video run out while I continue to color, and I'll keep the music on so that you can listen to it and watch my coloring. So you can see I barely used hardly any color on the homes themselves, just a little bit of gray for some shadowing. And that's because my background is really, really dark. And so I wanted my homes to be really bright. Now I'm going to adhere my ink blended panel onto my card base, leaving that white empty at the bottom. And then I'm going to take each of these homes that I cut out individually and put some 2A glue on the back and adhere them on top of my blue panel. Now I'm using my Lawn Fawn Merry Messages again. I've been using this a lot. And I'm just going to stamp the inside because I felt like the outside, I just liked it plain because it was just so peaceful. And that is the card for today. So I hope you enjoyed that, and I will see you next time. Thanks for watching.